What's up, fam? This Chief X, the God Best reincarnated with some more common sense science. Check this out, fam. Today we're talking about Korryn Gaines. And I may not have the most popular opinion, but it's my opinion, and it needs to be respected. You can call me all kind of coons and names after this. I wouldn't give a fuck. Chief X keeps it real. And I'm not going to mislead anyone and give an opinion that's false. I can't do that. I see a lot of people fronting for Facebook regarding this topic and not being very honest. So let's go, fam. Let's talk about this. Check this out. What would you teach your daughters? I got an 18 and 20-year-old daughter. Would you teach your daughters when they're pulled over to be defiant and go against all rules and regulations and be hardcore? Would you teach your daughter that? It's quiet. Because you wouldn't. Not one person listening to this video would teach their daughters, not one man or woman would teach their daughters to act a motherfucking fool when you get pulled over and be defiant and take a chance on getting killed. So I don't understand what people are praising that for. Korryn Gaines is killed. It wasn't her fault. She shouldn't have been killed. It's the Afrocentric conscious community's fault. Let's keep it real. It's those people who are teaching bullshit and put a battery in that woman's back and had her all gung-ho being defiant. And not being defiant because you're right. You're being defiant when you're in the wrong. Let's talk about this. So, I'm going around on social media today and I'm reading a lot of stuff in comments. And people are clueless in 2016. Talking about a right to travel. The right to travel law was when they had horse and carriage. That law has been amended decades ago. The feds gave power to the states to regulate driving privileges and laws and regulations. Your state controls that, not the feds anymore. And the state says you have to have a valid driver's license. Your car has to be registered and being insured. You can get away with it being insured and just get a ticket and appear in court and handle it. But if your car is not registered, if you don't have a driver's license, you're subject to get your car towed, get put out your car, and go to court. If you have warrants, they can take you in to get those warrants handled. That's the law. Anyone still talking about she has the right to traveling without those things is misinforming and miseducating you. All these Moors talking that bullshit in 2016 with information at your fingertips on the internet, you need your ass whooped. And they're still teaching that today. You're getting motherfuckers killed with that bullshit and lies. Moors know that shit has been amended. For them to continue teaching it, that you can just travel, is immoral. And you need to be dealt with. Anyone ever teaching that you can just travel without a driver's license and your car registered need to be smacked the fuck up. And you need to be called on it because you go get somebody killed up out here. Let's be real. You guys didn't know that? So, it wasn't her fault. It's our fault. I I'm here every day on social media, putting out factual information, teaching correctly, and I'm not teaching falsehoods. I'm not teaching lies. I'm not teaching bullshit that's going to get you caught up and off focus, off of reality and what's going on and where your focus needs to be. Chief X is not guilty of that. I try my best to become correct. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I stand corrected. I was wrong. Y'all out here teaching this bullshit and got people off focus. Okay? Now, I watched that whole 30-minute video when the police pulled over in the car. Okay? I've worked with mentally disabled adults. I've worked as a youth counselor. I'm very familiar with mental disabilities. I've done volunteer work with probation department. Korryn Gaines is a warrior queen. She just wasn't enlightened with the proper information. Korryn Gaines also has some slight mental issues. Okay? Let's be real, family. Let's get out of denial. I listened intently to about 3, 4, 5 of her videos. Okay? And she needed help. I even hear when she was in the house on a standoff, she was on Facebook Live, and she had Facebook friends egging her on, telling her to stay defiant, don't listen to them motherfuckers, and all this old dumb shit. Where are you niggas now that she's dead? You're somewhere on a guilt trip because you was too rah-rah and hardcore and you didn't come to your motherfucking senses and then tell the girl, hey, chill out. Put the shotgun down, raise your hands, and give up yourself. And get this over with. That's what they should have told her. They shouldn't have egged her on, and now she's dead. It's the conscious Afrocentric community's fault. You had a naive 23-year-old girl who was a warrior queen and serious about her freedom. She just wasn't armed with the proper information and knowledge. Okay? You always stand up for your rights. That's not what I'm saying. I'll tell my daughters to stand up for your rights. Once you see the stance you're taking is not being accepted, right? And it's being disrespected, you chill out and get back at it later through whatever process. But you don't do something to cause your death. But because you're no good to anybody now. You can't raise your kids. Your kids are going to be in foster care and group homes. Okay? I don't know what the hell was going on with her boyfriend, so I'm not going to sit here and speculate like y'all doing, calling him all kind of names and things. Okay? What I would have done, and he wasn't even in the video in the house, so I can't even make up nothing of what he is or what he done. I can't even say that and speculate. But if I was there, what I would have done was taking the goddamn shotgun out her motherfucking hands, threw that shit in the closet, and told her to chill out. Let's get out of here and end this thing peaceful as possible so we can live to fight another day. That's what I would have done. Okay? I don't know what happened. She said, get the fuck up out of here, nigga. I'm standing down. Or we gonna die tonight. But I'm not dying. I would have tried to correct you right then and there with all the might and power and wisdom I have. But I don't know what transpired. I don't know if he left before the stand down really got into it and had a conversation. Hey, I'm taking the baby, I'm gone. You need to chill out. Who knows? Let's stop speculating. Okay? So, this warrior queen of ours, our sister, Korryn Gaines, may she rest in peace, did have some mental problems and didn't handle the situation correctly. When she was pulled over by the cops in the car, They gave her ample opportunity. Chance after chance after chance. They didn't want to do her no harm. They didn't. But they were not going to let her to continually ride off in this car with no driver's license and no registration. Whether they actually protect the public or not, at that time, they were doing their job. And if she had drove off and they let her go, and she got into some accident or some foul play had it went down, then them officers would have been in trouble for not doing their job of upholding the law. So, I'm not speaking up for the police officer. I'm just trying to tell you a real scenario about the law and what goes on. Okay? Plus, they seen themselves that she was mentally unstable at that point. They were not going to let her go. Okay? They gave her chance after chance after chance. I seen a lot of cops just start tasing. They pleaded, we don't want to do this to you. Can you just step out the car and do this and that? She didn't listen. You got a lot of these rah-rah niggas up out here giving lectures and talking a bunch of shit. All your favorite lectures talking all this bullshit, and they not doing a motherfucking thing themselves. They not putting in no work in the streets or doing shit. They're giving you a pep rally, letting you get all souped up to go out there and get yourself killed. See, people got it twisted. Planning is key. We're not at the stage where we can fucking go to war with somebody. Let's keep it real. I was watching a video of, I forget what state it was, but a governor was out in the field with what looked like a Gatling gun. Fire shooting all up. Niggas don't have that shit. We're not ready to go to war. Stop teaching people that. What you teach your people is to plan and strategize, and let's get together and have some unity first. You can't even go to war disunified. You got to be unified first. You got to be unified. You got to be teaching these babies. These are things that we need to be working on to get self-free. Liberation through education. Your favorite lecturer tells you that all the time. The conscious community's fault that this woman is dead. Y'all out here teaching a bunch of bullshit, getting people spooked out, and they all focus of real shit. Food, clothing, shelter, education. People are on spooky missions, and they can't focus on real substantive things that we need to change. I can't help a school or your Hoodoo Academy school expand their attendance, raise some money, and we help kids get educated in ACE, African-centered education schools. If I'm sitting here focused on fucking numerology and shit, and fucking, you know what I mean, life path numbers, my focus is off of reality and not on real shit. It's the conscious community's fault. Right now, today in 2016, you got Moors. At least 80% of them, even after this incident of her being killed and taken out the car, still teaching you have a right to travel without a driver's license. That's a fact. That's wrong. And people say, oh, we don't need to debate and meet. We need to correct and check these people because they're going to get people killed. I'm saddened by the Korryn Gaines situation. She shouldn't have been shot. She's on record. I believe she had previous mental issues that she has on record. When the police came to her house, she should not be killed. She should not be dead. They should have treated her as a mentally ill patient and took their time and not went there blazing. I don't give a shit if it took 3 days. Don't go in there killing people with babies in there. Pack your shit, go home, catch her later. It's for traffic tickets, goddammit. It wasn't that serious. Traffic tickets. And she's dead. And you got niggas out here still spewing bullshit and gonna get people killed. Got us all off focus of unity and progress. We're not focused on food, clothing, shelter, and education for our babies. We're not focused on building institutions. We want to march around and shout and fucking bullhorn all day. Instead of all these people going on Cleveland on marches and shit on Republican conventions. Just think of all them people who showed up there. All these people who's marching and shouting and bullhorning. All these people who's talking about spooky shit, numerology. What if we all focused on African-centered education in school and building institutions? That's liberation. That's freedom. From that point on, then we can expand to other avenues. We can get some unity. And in case something did go down one day, at least we unify and organize and have institutions and banking and backing, you know what I mean, and own things. We might have a motherfucking chance. Going to war should be out your motherfucking mind right now in 2016. Institutions, building, businesses, and focusing on these babies is the key thing. I don't know where a lot of y'all heads are at. For real. It's our fault that Korryn Gaines is dead. You guys are missing your chance to educate. You guys are missing your chance to help these babies. Because you're on selfish missions. It's all about self with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all black power niggas is so extreme, you're stupid. You're so emotional, you can't put together a game plan and think straight. This is a long video. I'm shutting it down. I'm done. My opinion may not be popular. Kiss my ass. It's how I feel. Chief X with the Common Sense Science. I'm out.